Hey guys, it's May 4th, and like the last couple of days in April, we had a nasty wind slash cold front come through. And trust me, it was windy. It actually produced a hard frost, and it got some of my plants. Hold on and I'll show you. As soon as I clear that area of grass. Now, you know my pretty country gentleman corn? Well, yeah. You don't see as much of it. There's a stalk right there that is pretty much dead. So I get to replant this area. The peas did okay, which, yeah, I haven't gotten around to really getting all this darn grass out. But it was nasty. It's cold enough that my husband actually put on a coat for the first time in a bit. But I froze my butt off. Some of my poor plants froze their butts off. I didn't lose a lot of my tomatoes like I thought I would. I only lost a couple. I lost another yellow pear. Some of them had a bit of frost damage. Ow, that hurts. Sorry, I've torn up my right hand pulling this darn bermuda. But see, here's one of the Romanos or Romas that it got a bit of. I haven't really gotten to do a lot of weeding in here, so that's why the grass is getting so high. Plus, I swear, any condition that is bad for your plants, this darn Bermuda just loves, even though it's a hot season grass, you know? So I've been out here today just kind of getting some of this out. Now, this is an indigo rose, the first one that I had planted of this variety. And it actually fared really well in that frost. Most of them really did. I was really impressed. Now, all of my squashes? No. Matter of fact, anything that was like a squash, like the cucumbers, whatever you want to call them, it did not fare well. My gypsy peppers are pretty much gone. All of my squashes, except for the volunteer sugar pie pumpkins right here, which you can see the damage on it. My zucchinis took a bad hit. But oh, and my peas over here, I'm sorry, beans over here took a nasty hit. But that's okay. Some of them are still alive and kicking. Since that frost, I've planted some new stuff out here. I got some red, orange, and green bells. I got a New Mexico chili pepper plant, jalapeno. Now back here, all of my potato plants did really well, which actually you can see on this one, it's flowering. Look how pretty the flowers are. And you look down here, look how pretty those potatoes are. Yum! If anybody does not say yum on that, you got problems. No offense or anything, love you, but hey. And this one is about to flower. And this one's a blue. And it's gonna produce blue potatoes. Let's see, this one is about to flower. And I just went through and got rid of a bunch of grass, as you can tell from right here. Let's see what it's doing down under here. Because all of the potatoes are down under the ground. So, and I'm not hilling this up or anything like that. I just planted these down below the ground. Up, there's one. If you can see it right there between my fingers. Move that root. You can see it right there. Like I said, yum. And personal taste, I think the blues have a better taste. You know? I think the blue potatoes have a better taste. This one had a bit of frost damage, but it's doing really well. You know? Last night I went through and sprayed a foliar spray on all my plants out here, just to kind of give them a little boost because of the frost damage they had gone through. And I planted a couple of new things besides my bells over there and some more tomato varieties. This is a purple ruffle basil. And it's got a really nice flavor to it. And a sweet basil. Get over here. This is a red Russian kale. And my sunflower seeds that I had planted before the frost are coming up. If you can see them right through that line. It's pretty darn cool. At least I think so. If y'all don't, hey, that's all good, you know? But what I'm going to do is these onions, after they flower and go to seed and everything, I'm going to go ahead and pull them up. Word of warning though, don't eat the stalks. Don't cook the stalks. They're very woody after they've seeded. And I now know from experience. But we just planted this. It's an Alberta peach. Of course, you know my fig. Poor baby got a little bit of frost damage and wind damage also. So I gave it a good foliar feeding. Over here, this is a wonderful pomegranate. Wonderful is a variety, just so you know. And let's see, can you see it? Because there it is. But yeah, everything's actually coming along really well. I got some stuff the other day. This is cocoa core, like what people put in reptile cages. It's the husk of coconuts, the leftovers from whenever they harvest coconuts. And I'm actually liking this a lot better than what I do peat moss. Picked up some Epsom salt. Let me toss this back in over this. Keep it in the shade, keep it cooler. And I also got some azomite. Now this is the granulated trace minerals. What azomite stands for is A to Z of minerals, including trace elements. But see, I planted this, and down in the hole, I mixed that cocoa core plus some of the azomite with the native soil, and then set this tree right on top. Now this is a good, almost 4 inches of mulch that I have over it, just to help hold in the moisture, mainly. Plus, as this mulch breaks down, then it'll start turning into good soil. And of course my berm, which the berm is just from some of the soil that came out of the hole whenever I dug it. Now and there's some more wood chips that I have. Don't mind my T-posts. I'm actually going to be doing something with them soon. Up here at the front of the house. Oh wait, let's go this way first, towards the chicken yard. If y'all can see. Because I just got myself a new grapevine. It's called an Edelweiss grapevine. There's only one thing I didn't account for whenever I planted it here. My chickens. My goofy birds, which, again, there was actually more mulch on here before. It looks like I'm going to have to go ahead and put some more on. Which, again, berm. I put the same stuff down in this hole that I'd put down in the tree hole, which I'm starting to do on all my plants now. But, look, you see that? Oh, that's for my dang chickens. Don't get me wrong, love my girls. Love my guys. But that's my Edelweiss grapevine that I just got. And then up here at the front of the house, which I've tossed some of that azomite on my roses. And I did a foliar feeding of everything up here also. And I have more roses and new growth coming out. My gladiolas are getting big. They are actually growing big, which is good. We want them to. Over here, as you know, my pitiful little trumpet vine is so tiny, but it's still flowering out. It kind of took a bit of a hit whenever we had that bit of freeze. And this one is the same variety of pomegranate as over there, the wonderful variety, which is the one that they make juice out of, like that Palm Wonderful juice that you can get in stores. This is the variety that they use. Pomegranates are supposed to do really well out here in the arid Southwest, just like they do over in the Middle East, where they're originally from. This is an English lavender that I planted just because, guess what? I like lavender. I love the smell of lavender. And some variegated vinca, which, see, I got it from over at Lowe's. I got 2 of them and planted them out here. So what I'm hoping is that they'll actually form kind of a blanket out here to start filling in this empty void over here. And another one that I got was a red butterfly bush, which this one will be opening soon. But yeah, I got a butterfly bush finally, which I'm trying to get a lot of plants that will attract the pollinators, will attract the beautiful things that I can teach my boys about, besides just the naughty bugs. Oh, hey Gizzy, how you doing, boy? Goofball Gizmo. And then over here, which, oh, pretty kitty. My handsome boy Sardine. Over here, look how big this is getting now. Yeah, it's up to the 2nd rung on this cage. Thank goodness I put that cage down deep. And I'm going to be strapping it to the porch soon. Oh, you know it. I get the camera out, somebody has to get in it. But this is putting off a lot of flowers. I don't know if they're not getting pollinated or what. I can't tell which, or I don't know which flowers are male or which ones are female, so I can hand pollinate. But this is that Cherokee purple. The cilantro is still really tiny, but they're growing. They are really growing. My bell over here, or jalapeno. Oh, cool. Look, a tiny jalapeno. And we got more flowers getting ready to open. That is so cool. Yeah, I just went through and did a foliar feed on them and watered really well. So if you look underneath here a little bit, don't have to go down much. Look at that. Nice and moist. Breaking down nicely, which is one thing I like to see. Now just to keep the dogs out from trying to eat the horse poop. Because yeah, I used horse poop. And it works really well. But everything is growing. And the new stuff that I just planted, which I just realized going through and looking at all the varieties that I have planted on tomatoes, I have mainly heirloom tomatoes, including my Cherokee Purple right there. I have a few of them that are not heritage, but most of them are heritage, you know. Oh, and just so you can see, if you look at my finger right here, let's see, where will it go into focus? Right there. You see how the side of it's ripped up right there? Well, look over here on this one. I just split this one right here at that first knuckle. Just right there. I don't know how well you can see that. And it's because whenever I'm getting down in the dirt and having to pull the grass, it's drying my hands out and just tearing up my hands. So that's one thing you gotta be careful about here in New Mexico desert and in this darn dirt. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna work and I'm gonna get it, but darn it, it hurts so bad on that finger right now. I've been using Gold Bond and Aquaphor to help with the splitting and the soreness and everything, and sometimes it hurts and helps, sometimes it doesn't. Been soaking my hands in Epsom salt and everything. But, well, I'm going to let y'all go because it's almost time to get up my youngest so that we can go pick up my oldest. Okay, guys? One last look at the Cherokee Purple, and I will talk at y'all later. Remember to have fun gardening. Bye.